Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well today. So, we are, in fact, once again, we're going to be back with Doki Doki Blue Skies. If it wasn't obvious. It's showing up for you guys, right? Yep, it is good. Alright. Sorry, I was running around trying to do some last-minute stuff before I got here, so gotta do that as always. I wish it would just save, but whatever. Whew. Okay, I ran a little too hard just doing laundry. Oh well. So, when we kind of last left off, a bunch of things happened. Not exactly the good kind either. We did spend more time with Yuri, obviously, and we are now dating, which is nice. It's just after kind of falling asleep while she was over one day, and then looking around to find her, we found her, in the bathroom cutting herself. Which is distressing. Sorry about that. But then, not only that, it kind of also finally clued in that, her parents are dead as well, so she's an orphan. The whole time we've known her, she's been on her own. So, yeah, that's, some pretty heavy stuff. And I mean heavy, heavy stuff. Ugh. It actually, even if I did kind of see it happening, it still kind of messes with me. Yeah, it's not something to take lightly or even, like, joke about in any way, because, oh my god. You would not wish that on anybody. So yeah, it's pretty obvious, this game has a lot more going on than one would initially think. It's not just, you know, base game stuff and all that fun stuff. No. There's still a lot of emotion, a lot of realistic things happening, sorta. I mean, as realistic as it is to know people with actual genetic purple and pink hair. But you know what I'm trying to say. Oh boy. Okay. I think I kind of stalled long enough. Let's load up our game. And I'm pretty sure this is the day after she told us all this, and then we had her, I think we had her end up staying the night. Just because she doesn't want to be alone, and I think we'd rather not leave her alone. Especially after that. Ugh, this is gonna be difficult. As I'm slowly roused back into consciousness, I let out a long yawn, watching the faint streams of sunlight permeate my room. Still feeling a little drowsy, so I suggest... Wait, why does my chest feel so warm? As my eyes take in the sight in front of me, the memories from last night come flooding back. cuts. The fear on her face. The plea to stay with me overnight. One of her sleeves is pushed up slightly, affording me a sight I'd rather I didn't have access to. Seeing such marks on Yuri's pale arm. Again, let me know about the sound. Whether I have to turn the game up, down, whatnot. Some of which still look fairly new. I wince, as though it's my own flesh which bears the scars. Why? How? So many questions. A small sound from Yuri pulls me away from the flurry of thoughts in my head. It sounds like a content sigh. If I look closely, I can make out a small smile on her face as she clings to me a little harder. A wave of happiness courses through me, which, having seen her scars again, feels a little foreign. Still, it feels incredible to have someone you love cuddle up against you in their sleep. Something about the physical closeness during such an intimate moment. I reach out and gently stroke the top of her head. She smells faintly of lavender, her hair soft and silken. It's a given that someone like Yuri takes care of herself, I suppose. With no parents around. Hey, Jen. Yeah, I pretty much just started actual gameplay. So, it hasn't gone too long. How you doing? Don't feel well, but otherwise good. I hope you feel better throughout the rest of the day. Day's going alright. I gave myself an extra half hour to sleep. Not that it really did much. But I'm still feeling okay. How I'll be after this, though, I don't know. This shit's pretty heavy. I never sleep well. Always waking up in the middle of the night. Yeah. I'm just always waking up no matter what. Doesn't matter how comfy I am, I'll end up waking up at some point. And getting back to sleep, yeah, that's the fun part. Whatever. It is what it is. Hasn't stopped me yet. So just the very quick recap. This is the morning after we found out Yuri has been cutting herself and that her parents are in fact dead. She ended up staying the night because she pretty much begged us to stay. Because she didn't want to be alone. So not exactly the cheeriest of beginnings. Is that when she started? No. don't want this moment ruined by anything. We can talk all about that stuff later. How blue is the sky? As blue as it can be. I just want to see her happy. So for now, I just focus on the smell and softness of her hair, along with the feel of her head on my chest. After playing DDLC and seeing this, it seems off even though I think the mod isn't horror. Oh yeah, the mod isn't about horror, it's more in line with a standard visual novel. I don't know how long we stayed in that peaceful embrace. But eventually, Yuri stirs, offering me a smile as she rises from my chest. Rubbing her eyes as she slowly sits up, she lets out a small yawn. There's silence for a moment. Yep, thanks for the follow. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, what? I like making Nightbot dance? Yeah, that quote was just me saying how I like to fiddle around with it to see if I can make it do certain things. So I just said I like making them dance. So far, I've been successful, for the most part. I had to tweak a few things here and there. It's been nothing crazy, but, I can edit quotes now, so that's fun. You were up before I was? Yeah. Hard to believe, right? Don't worry. I find it just as hard to believe as you do. My attempt at humor is weak. Yuri laughs as well, but it's easy to tell it's a little forced. Need to try to get the flying emoticons to work again. I don't know why it's not working for you. Just having fun with all the commands, huh? There's no denying the tension. The elephant in the room may have been averted while we were sleeping, but there's no escape now. So, Yuri, I was wondering... She abruptly gets out of bed and heads for the door. Without a glance back in my direction, she speaks.
Reinforcements approaching. Reinforcements approaching.
Oh! Welcome, welcome, welcome! I was not expecting a raid out of nowhere. Let me just do this real fast. And boop. What do we got? Last scene playing, no game. Let's see what we got. Okay. Well, I appreciate it anyway. Appreciate the raid. Welcome, welcome. Neck is hurting. Ah, okay. Her assertive tone surprises me. Let's make breakfast, Baron. But... please? She turns to face me, and while she isn't making eye contact, I can read the message on her face. Not yet. Wearily, I climb out of bed and follow her down the hallway, wondering how the rest of the day will go. To say that breakfast wasn't a comfortable affair would be quite the understatement. Yuri wasn't making eye contact, and even stopped frequently to ensure her sleeves were completely covering her wrists. Every time she picked up a knife to cut some food, I couldn't help but wince. My mind was doing me no favors. My mind was doing me no favors. Has she cut herself with a knife? Yeah, it's Doki Doki Blue Skies, where they took the game and pretty much made it into a normal visual novel. Everyone but Monica actually has a route, but there's a reason for that. Monica was planned to have a route. It's just things fell through. But she still got more character. They all have their own separate characters now, which is good. There's more to them. Everything hurts. Last night, she used a razor blade. Does she have a stash of them at home? Or is her cutting habit related to her knife collecting hobby? The tension has grown tenfold since she woke up. I'm desperately trying to think of a way to break the uneasy silence, but I can't come up with anything. Diplomacy can only get me so far. How am I meant to even approach the topic? I've never had a friend who self-harmed before. I stare into the last remaining crumbs of my meal. Eating in silence has proven to be unbelievably awkward. Desperate for something to do, I stand up and head for the sink. At least the prospect of washing up my plate gives me something to focus on. As I stand by the sink, Yuri's voice pierces the silence. I'm really sorry. For what? She gestures around her. For this. For everything. I dump the unwashed plate in the sink and walk over to her. She's staring forlornly at the ground. You don't have to apologize for anything. Seriously. Am I the only person who knows? Yes. Then... Well, sorry if I sound presumptuous, but... Well, I imagine it must be pretty hard, right? Very much so. It's a little overwhelming. I take one of her hands in mine. She's shaking. It's okay, Yuri. It's okay. Just take your time. There's no rush. She nods. I imagine you probably have a few questions you want to ask. There's no point trying to beat around the bush here. Yeah, there are. I wince at how direct that sounds. Then again, I am really curious, so I can't exactly win either way, can I? Maybe? Not 100% sure on that? At the very least, we know... Yeah, true. Nobody needs to know. We at the very least know, Sayori, Monica, and Natsuki all still live with their parents. Our characters' parents are divorced. We haven't seen our dad in a while, and our mom is always out of the country on business to, well, support us. And Yuri just almost, like, talks like her parents are still around. Like, she refers to them in the past tense all the time, but no one's really kind of put it together. I mean, it took us forever. So she's just really kept that hidden. She just kind of implies that their parents are still at home, just busy. But yeah. Yeah, technically nobody needs to know. But it's a hell of a thing. She takes a deep breath. What would you like to know? Oh boy. Where do I even begin? How long has she been an orphan for? When did she start cutting? There's so many choices. It's probably best to start with an understanding of her self-harm, though. Well... why do you do it? She closes her eyes and slowly lets that breath out through her nose. She's still closing her eyes as she talks. It's a way of coping. Huh? It's how I deal with the sadness and self-loathing within. Just timing something else, forgot to set a time. Okie doke. Self-loathing? People have never liked me, Baron. All throughout my life, I've never been accepted. But people never understood me, nor did they ever take the time to try to. I've never been particularly sociable. As you can see, I much prefer to keep to myself. Maladaptive. Ah. Okay. Oh, you gave me a link for it. Cool. Trust, social deprivation, recognition, social isolation, dependence, vulnerability. Ah, okay. Oh yeah, big time. Now, that alone wouldn't be too bad. Some people misread the introversion, but combined with my fascination with horror and knife-collecting hobby, these things combined tend to make people see me as creepy, a freak, an outcast. That quiet girl in the back who doesn't speak much, the girl who's fascinated by the macabre. It's no wonder they judged me. Anyway, so that's why. She takes a few deep, shaky breaths in an attempt to calm herself down. I didn't realize how difficult this must be for you to talk about. I'm so sorry. The angry look on her face startles me. No. Don't you ever apologize for my own shortcomings, Baron. I deserve to be weak. But you don't. Why would you even think that? Because, like I said, I was always judged for who I was. Initially, I thought it was everyone else who was wrong. She laughs bitterly. Oh, such arrogance. No, it wasn't them who were wrong. It was me. But if it were just one person who judged me in such a way, well, I would be inclined to believe the problem lied in them. But it wasn't just one person. It was everyone. There gets to a point when you finally realize that it's not them who are the problem. It's you. It was bad, but I could deal with it because I at least had my parents to help me. Given I'm the first person who knows of her self-harm, does that mean... As if by reading my mind, Yuri answers that very question. No, not even my parents knew. And that's when it began. I hated keeping my self-harm from them. I didn't want them to know. It scared me enough as it was, and I couldn't imagine how much it would scare them. I was terrified when I first tried it. I remember the day it started. Some other students mocked me relentlessly because I stuttered during a class reading. I always used to dread reading aloud. And I remember at lunchtime, I locked myself in one of the bathroom stalls. I didn't mean to cut myself. I just wanted to admire one of my knives. Despite it being a constant reminder of what's wrong with me, just holding something so dear to me was comforting. I gripped it too hard, and that's when I discovered it. The rush. The rush that felt like the perfect release. It was tangible. But it was also terrifying. It felt so good, having that physical release. But I was in shock. I couldn't believe what I'd done. I felt like such a freak. I don't know what to say. I did have, and still sort of do have stage fright, in a way. I do remember well back in elementary school while trying to go through speeches, I like barely started through mine but got so goddamn nervous I ended up just breaking down. Ended up having to say it another day. Group assignments where I was up in front of the class for anything, it always terrified me. Always. But I've slowly gotten over it a little. A little over time. Cadets probably helped. Being that I would have to be in front of a lot of people and, you know, be very loud at the same time. Yeah. A lot of people have varying degrees of it. Yeah, it's... You want to do something, but you don't really know what to do. It's hard. I'll be honest, even doing this still kind of terrifies me a little bit. But I'm over it some more. I can do it. It's helping. Nowadays, I can go up in front of a group of people and say stuff, but I'll still be that bit scared. Raise a hand to your rhetorical question. So yeah, to 100% answer that question earlier, yeah, more or less Yuri, but not with the stuttering. And the knifey part. It's okay to derail it. It was relevant. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with little discussions in the middle. That's all good. I don't know what to say. Words are beyond me at this point. How am I even meant to reply to what I'm hearing? parents were the only people who ever accepted me for who I was. Even though they didn't know about the self-harm, they never judged me for my taste in literature, nor did they question my interest in knives. While school was a torment, I sought solace in knowing that no matter how bad it would get, I was safe at home. Fresh tears start to trickle down her face once more. Until they died. And just like that, I had lost them. The only support I ever had. I reach out to brush away Yuri's tears. She doesn't move or do anything else to acknowledge I'm even there. Throughout her heart-wrenching explanation, Yuri had been trying to maintain control over her voice and face. The stuttering and pained expressions that occasionally flickered over her features showed all I needed to know. Oh, god damn it. As I scoop her into my arms, the dam that she's been trying so hard to contain finally bursts. She sobs unrestrainedly into my chest as her anguished cries fill the room. Oh, fucking Christ. Oh, God. I miss them so much, Baron. My vision is blurry as she drenches the front of my shirt. I can physically feel her cries on my chest, right next to my heart. I want to see them again. That was cringy, I'll give you that. That was cringe as fuck. I know what's cringy. Ugh. Yeah, guess what? The Baron of a few years ago would never do that. I'd be way too embarrassed. We're all ugly criers. True. Very true. Oh my god, I've actually got a little bit teary-eyed. Jesus. Oh my god. Fuck, Yuri. Oh. Oh my god. Yeah, probably. Probably. Yeah. I want to stop pretending that the person in my arms right now is my dad. There isn't anything I'd give to hear them ask me how my day was, even if it was awful. Ugh. Cringing myself out right now. Anything at all. Please. My brain is in a frenzy. Say something, Baron! Yuri. It's going to be okay. You're not alone anymore. I'm here. I'm with you. And I'm never gonna leave you. I promise. She looks up with big, wet purple eyes. You really mean that? Because I don't know what I'd do if I lost you as well, Baron. Of course I mean it. I swear on it. You're my girlfriend, and I love you. Even after everything I've just told you? She gestures miserably to her wrist. Even with these? The venomous disdain in her voice is frightening to hear. I wasn't even sure she was capable of such scorn? Negativity? I love you for who you are, Yuri. Which includes everything you hate about yourself. Scars or not, you're my girlfriend, and nothing is going to change that. Oh, Baron. Oh, fuck, what is happening now? A strange look comes over her face while her breathing grows ragged and fast-paced. Yuri? Are you okay? That was weird. That was really weird. Sorry. I just... This is just so much to take in. Her hand suddenly darts to her wrist. And in that instant, I suddenly realize the situation we're in. Yuri, stay with me. Please. I can't. Yes, you can. Focus on my voice. Look at me. Doing my best not to descend into an utter state of panic. For both of our sakes, I can't let her start cutting again. She's tentatively scratching at the flesh of her wrist. It starts off slow, but quickly grows in frequency and intensity. In desperation, I reach for her hand. Oh boy. She did say she cuts when she's overwhelmed by her emotions, so if she gets too sad, she'll sneak away. She gets too mad, same thing. Oh boy. This is gonna be difficult. Yuri, just talk to me. Say something. Anything. What's going on in your mind? I'm not sure if asking her to describe the urge is going to help. It could actually be harmful. She has learned that other people don't accept her emotions and invalidate them. Don't know nothing about that. Yeah. Oh, Nelly. But I'm finding it hard to think straight, and the tiny voice of reason in my head is telling me that distracting her and forcing her to talk to me is the right thing to do. I need a release. Whenever I feel like this, She tries to wrench her hand free from my grip, but there's no way she's getting free. I tilt her head up so she has to make eye contact with me. Okay, seriously, I know Yuri is 5'6". How fucking tall are we? Or, wait, no, she's not 5'6", is she? How tall is Yuri again? God damn it, not the right Yuri. No, 5'5". She's 5'5". So how fucking tall are we? 5'7"? We're at the very least like a head taller than her. This is a mod? Yep, it is a mod. It's Blue Skies. It takes the original game and pretty much makes it into a visual novel. With while keeping some of the darker elements from Doki Doki, but not in the what is it? All the fourth wall breaking horror aspect, just in the more realistic dark aspects, like the fact that Yuri cuts herself. They're treating that seriously. and not just for the shock factor. Also, how you doing? Welcome in. My body needs the pain. I need the control. The cutting. It helps me make sense of everything. Sense of everything? She swallows and her eyes focus on mine. The physical pain is something tangible that I can actually feel. Something that I can make sense of. When I feel emotionally overwhelmed, I feel so powerless. The cutting helps me regain that control that I desperately need. It sounds really... I know it sounds crazy, but it helps me feel alive. When I'm so mentally overwhelmed, I just... The numbness. It's without mercy. So I need something to focus on. And that's exactly what the pain serves as. But why do you have to use a blade? Can't you just, I don't know, pinch yourself? Or scratch? You have no idea what the urge is like, Baron. My whole body screams for that release. Scratching or pinching just... It would never satisfy that urge. Electric plate. Oh yeah, we'll hook her up to a fucking car battery. Oh, good lord. Oh, god damn it. Yuri's breathing slowly grows more regular. She's no longer trying to wrench her hand free from my grasp, so I tentatively let her go, although I remain close, anticipating another attempt. I mean, fan lore is fan lore. She's just very much an introverted person. I'm not anyone that could ever actually truly diagnose that kind of thing, and nor would I want to put that kind of label on someone without some actual, real standing to be able to say so. But whether she is or not, she's still just Yuri. She's still Yuri. She's just the quiet girl who very much likes to read and keep to herself. And yeah, I did go off the deep end. Oh yeah, that's the official art from the mod. They do keep the thing with her having always wearing long-sleeved everything, which is nice. Especially because in this, she does in fact still cut her wrist, so if she had short sleeves, there would be scars present, and, well, she's obviously not too fond of showing them off. So yeah, I do like little touches like that. I mean, even in her casual clothes, she's got long sleeve stuff on as well, like just in general. What do you mean, surprised? I mean, based off the sprite we saw, it's the entire forearm It's just I think they just pointed out the most. I don't know. People do. Okay. Oh, okay. That's what you mean. Okay. They probably went with the wrists because I think it's usually the first thing you think of when you think of someone that self-harms is they cut their wrists or arm. I guess just like the general stereotype from there, so they just kind of went with that. Plus, I mean, with a Doki Doki, it'd be really weird if at some point during the base game, Yuri's got her freaking pants down and she's cutting herself. Like, that'd just be weird. Everything's still stiff. At least my hand isn't feeling weird today, so that's good. I mean, there's also important arteries on your hand, on your wrists and everything. I mean, everywhere there's something important. It's generally advised to not, be cut if you can. Plus, from my understanding, they don't go that deep. It's more or less just surface level. Because, yeah, you go too deep, you're in major trouble. I I've never been in a position where I have the urge to cut when I'm around someone else. Do you do you still feel the need to cut? Yes, but it's a lot more manageable now. I think I think I'll be okay. My God, am I relieved to hear that. I had no idea how to deal with this. I told you I was a freak. You're not a freak. You've just been through a lot, and cutting happens to be how you deal with the trauma. It's hardly a healthy coping mechanism, though, is it? Well, no. No, it isn't. That doesn't even need to be said. Okay, so yeah, it isn't a healthy way to cope at all, but either way, I'm just glad you told me. Why are you glad, Baron? And more importantly, how can you not think I'm a freak? I don't know. I don't know why, but I don't see this as freakish behavior at all. It makes me sad, sure, but it doesn't creep me out. Plus, I like to think I have an open mind, you know? Yuri smiles ruefully at my words. You remind me a little of my father. He was the one who introduced me to knives, back when I was just a little girl. As eager as I was to learn about her self-harm, I'm grateful that this is an opportunity to discuss something else. The incident just now was just staggering. what were your parents like? Oh, they were wonderful. I couldn't have asked for better. You never told me how you first got into horror. It's a guess, but... is it your parents who introduced you to the genre? After everything that's happened so far today, the genuine smile on her face truly is a sight to behold. How did you know? I'm psychic. Kidding. I'm just very intuitive. I just had an idea. Why don't you tell me more about them over a nice cup of tea? I don't know about you, but I'm definitely in the mood for a hot drink. I'd like that a lot. Awesome. Let's get started then. As I was hoping, the change of topic, combined with the relaxing tea, has really helped to bring a sense of normality to the day. Of course, the after effects of the morning still linger in the air. Yuri's still on edge, but we're at least able to work around it. Funnily enough, me getting into horror actually stemmed completely from chance. What do you mean? Well, one day, both of my parents were out. It was a rainy day, so I couldn't go outside. Naturally, I was confined to the house. I was wandering around, looking for something new to read. I happened to find a copy of an old ghost story my father left out, and immediately began reading. Given that it was a book for adults, I didn't really understand what was going on, but I was able to get the general gist. When my parents came back, my dad was surprised to see me reading it. Clearly, he didn't expect that I'd like it. I remember how my mother scolded him for being so careless. She didn't like the idea of her young daughter reading such a dark tale. I remember he pretended to be apologetic, but when she was out of sight, he eagerly asked me what he made of the story. Sorry about that. I got tongue-tied. Surprised it took this long? Oh well. Getting better. I feel like that's a typo. I feel like that he should be an I, or... yeah, that should be an I. What I made of the story so far. Oh well. There's gonna be a few that slip through the cracks. I'll just move on. It was obvious I didn't really understand it, so he offered to read it with me, helping me out with the more complex words and explaining the story as it progressed. What was the story about? Must be pretty good if you remember it so well. You see, it was an old Victorian tale about a young governess who was sent to look after a family's young children at their summer home. And there it is, the passionate fire in her eyes. The kind of fervor only seen when Yuri talks about the interest she holds dear to me, dear to her. Feel like I know what she's talking about? Feel like I know, at least I know there's a movie about that. I think it starred Nicole Kidman. She's like watching over children, but they're haunted, and the twist at the end is that they themselves were actually the ghosts the whole time, and the ghosts were the real people living there and trying to exorcise them. I think it's The Others? I gotta look that up now. Nicole Kidman. Okay. Interesting. Not exactly what I was thinking. Okay. Alright, I'm thinking of the others, but really it's a different one. Okay, the one she's referring to, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think she might actually be referring to, Yahtzee would have been proud of to see this mod. How so? Yeah, I think the one she's referring to, like the actual book she was reading, is, The Turn of the Screw. It's a horror novella from 1898 that's had Broadway plays, an opera, 2 films, and a Netflix miniseries about, which helped inspire the others, which is interesting. How could someone ever shame someone for such a passion? It sickens me how cruel people can be. She begins to see figures of a man and woman around the house, but the servants of the house deny seeing such things. Soon, the governess learns that her predecessor used to have a relationship with another employee, and before these two died, they spent much time with the children. Oh yeah, I know who Yahtzee is. I just didn't know what his thoughts on base DDLC was. Okay, so he didn't like... It went from realistic to fourth wall horror, okay. I mean, I think there's a few mods that turn it into a more straightforward visual novel. Though I think those still have aspects of the fourth wall breaking. Oh yeah, you're referring to them in the... in the past tense. Please do not say they died. Or did they just retire? Still alive. Oh, yeah, rain clouds. Yeah, that was depressing as fuck. That was incredibly depressing. Oh my god. Given that these figures seem to come and go at will, and haven't been seen by the other employees, she quickly suspects that they are supernatural in nature. I can't quite remember the ending, but what I'll never forget is the clever writing. We, as readers, are never given any concrete answers as if these figures are real or merely a figment of her imagination. Was the governess just hallucinating? Or did the ghosts of these people really prowl around the house? Sounds to me like she's just imagining it, to be honest. Although it does seem kinda coincidental how the ghosts seem to perfectly match the profile of her predecessor and her lover.
Indeed. What's more is that the young boy was revealed to have been expelled, and it's heavily hinted that what he did to earn such a punishment was terrible in nature. With such a suspicious outlook, it's natural that the reader doubts the child's claims of innocence, especially when the governess asks if he too saw the figures.
Ghostly apparitions. Creepy, suspicious children. Feel the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Yeesh, even from Yuri's description, the plot sounds exceptionally gripping. There's a dreamy tone in Yuri's voice as she speaks.
And I remember my father encouraged me to question whether the ghosts were real. As a child, I took things at face value. The governess said she saw them, so that was what I believed. But he taught me how to approach things from another angle, how to consider other viewpoints. In turn, it helped broaden my appreciation for such clever writing. And to this day, I still wonder if the ghosts were real.
So your analytical approach came from your dad?
I suppose you could say that, yes. He was always methodical and organized in nature, so it's a given that his personality rubbed off on me.
I think he'd be really proud of you, Yuri. If you could see you now. God damn it, Baron. Game Baron. Tears slowly leaked down her face once more.
Would he? I hid so much from him.
I pull her close to me, tenderly caressing her cheeks with my hands. We all have our demons, Yuri. Everyone has things they regret, and things they don't want other people to know. To hell with other people if they judged you for the things you liked, or your quiet nature. Because I love your characteristics. Even if you hate them, I love them. They make you who you are. If you enjoy horror, if you enjoy collecting knives, who has any right to shame you for it? Piece of shit people, that's who. Fuck them. They don't know any better. No, we just drop an F-bomb casually. She gives me a watery smile.
Thank you, Baron. You really do mean so much to me.
No, and I'd kind of rather not talk about something like that. What did I just do? I hit something and something happened. Don't know what though.
And I'm so glad that we met. Having someone like you in my life is... I can't describe it in words.
Wowee. Must be tough then if even you can't describe it. Wow, that was so fucking weird. Yuri makes a sound that sounds like a mix of a laugh and a sob. Hey, Yuri?
Yes, Baron?
If you don't mind me asking, when did your parents, you know... It's okay. You don't have to answer.
last February. It was a car crash.
Ah, right. I'm so sorry. It's probably insensitive of me to even ask.
It wasn't. I've been keeping a lot of things from you, so it's only fair that I should stop doing that. After all, you're my boyfriend now. Still don't have to tell everything if you really don't want to, especially if it's something like that.
Yeah, in this mod, they're going with Yuri's parents died in a car wreck. Like, almost a year ago, they died in a car wreck. And she's been keeping that secret from everybody. So while she keeps herself alone, like just in social situations normally, she's also just in real life alone. She goes home to nobody. So that's only kind of doesn't really help her cutting habit. 'Cause now she doesn't have anyone around to support her. Until now, technically.
It still feels a little strange to say that. Not in a bad way, though. Oh.
I feel exactly the same way, you know. Still find it hard to believe that such a beautiful, intelligent girl fell for me. I must be the luckiest guy on the planet.
Don't be silly, Baron. You have such a big heart. Any girl would be lucky to have you. To be honest, I'm surprised that you and Sayori...
Sayori and I?
Yes. Well, given you were childhood friends, I imagine you would have gotten together with her after seeing her again. She would have been a much better girlfriend, too.
Hey, look at me. Takes a little bit of coaxing, but eventually she reluctantly makes eye contact. Sayori will always be a wonderful friend of mine. Yes, we have that history together. But I'm not living in the past. You and I have a special kind of connection that I can't explain. There's something about you that drew me in all those months ago.
But she's so... happy. So energetic and bubbly. Wouldn't you rather have a girl like that, instead of a broken, miserable mess like me?
I shake my head. That's not how I see things, Yuri. Surprisingly, she doesn't back down.
Answer the question, Baron.
I stare at her, both confused and surprised. I'd rather have you.
Even though I'm an ugly freak with these horrible scars all over me?
Wow, she is really... I'm gonna be right back. I gotta use the bathroom, honestly. So, yeah, we'll mull over this decision and we'll answer it shortly. I'm back. I wouldn't say making a song out of a rant for someone's parents to die terribly is a good thing and worth it. You shouldn't be wishing ill on others, like, at all. Okay, so I feel like no, she clearly does not like the scars, so calling them beautiful would be a bad thing. What's the first option mean? That's just our response to what she said previously. Can I even bring up the history? Yes, I can. So this is supposed to be our response to saying we'd rather have her than Sayori, even though she is an ugly freak with these horrible scars all over her. So this is our rebuttal to that. I ain't saying her scars are beautiful. That just feels wrong. Way too wrong. If she doesn't like the scars, romanticizing her mental illness is the response for the first one? Yeah. We're not romanticizing that at all. Yeah, I'm not doing that one. Nope. I'm just gonna go with "You're beautiful." Yuri, either with or without your scars, you're beautiful. Nothing will ever change that. Okay? No one will ever be able to convince me otherwise. I chose you for a reason. Never forget that.
I don't know. It's not that easy.
I know it isn't. Just try and remember, okay?
I'll try my best, Baron.
You don't look particularly convinced.
It's not that I doubt the integrity of your words. I've just spent my entire life feeling this way. So as much as your words are a breath of fresh air, it's one thing to hear them, but another thing entirely to internalize them.
I'll be with you for as long as it takes. She closes her eyes and squeezes my hands.
Hearing that means more than you could ever imagine. Anyway,
The sound of my stomach loudly gurgling fills the room. Wow. Amazing timing as ever, Baron. I'm sorry.
it's okay. I suppose this is a good time to go and make some food, don't you think?
Are you sure?
Yes. I think a return to normalcy will do us good.
Okay. Guess that makes sense.
I did find a dish online a few days ago that I wanted to try. Do you have any daikon by any chance?
I don't even know where to start with cooking a daikon radish.
I'll take that as a no then. I think the grocery store has some.
Lead the way.
By the way, Baron?
It's a big radish. It's a big, long, white radish with a green stalk up top.
Thank you for listening to me. It was daunting to share my self-harm with another person. After bottling it up for so long, I was scared of how you would react. I didn't say the wrong thing, did I? No, of course not. You've been really understanding. But most importantly, accepting. And that's what I love about you. How tolerant you are. Well, and many other things.
Well, I rub the back of my head in embarrassment. Yuri smiles bashfully at me.
Sorry. I'll stop embarrassing you now. Let's go.
Oh, boy. That was rough. Had its ups and downs. Are we actually back at fucking school? Am I gonna get more Sakurai? I think I'm gonna get more Sakurai, Jesus. It's Monday. God, I've never hated a Monday more than today. How am I supposed to focus on classwork after everything that happened last weekend? Why can't I just stay home with Yuri all day? I just want to cuddle under the covers with her and talk until I can truly understand her. Well, technically I could do that, but Yuri would definitely wouldn't spring for it. Knowing her, she'd balk at the thought of missing school. Despite having all these problems, and even bullies to deal with. Actually, it's kind of strange how she never misses school. Even if she's a total bookworm, she's got to feel at least some reluctance, right? That, or she wants to be out of the house as much as possible because being inside the house reminds her a lot of her parents? Maybe? Possibly? Think, Game Baron, think! Especially on the bad days, or on days when the bullies come after her. Fortunately, the bullies only target her when she's alone, and between the club and I, Yuri's not alone often anymore. But even if the bullies are taken out of the equation, it can't be easy going to school sometimes. If my unwillingness can be that strong on exam days, how much she feel on certain days? She said that she cuts when she's feeling overwhelmed. Don't tell me she... at school? Damn it, Baron. Stop thinking these things. Stop doubting Yuri. But... aren't I right in worrying about Yuri like that? Is this doubt well placed? Maybe doubt is the wrong word. After all, I'm just generally worried about both her mental and physical health. How can I not, after seeing her arm like that? And I don't even know if she cut anywhere else on her body either. She's gotta have done that, right? There's only so much you can cut a single arm. Burying my face in my hands, I sigh. Why do I suddenly feel so guilty about thinking these things? I don't want to change how I see Yuri, but at the same time, I just can't help it. Do I just ignore it and try to treat her normally? But I still have to be careful of triggering an episode. At the same time, I don't want to expect that she cuts 24/7. She doesn't do that, does she? I don't even know how often she harms herself. Obviously, she can't do it when she's talking to someone, but when she's alone... Well, she only said she does it when her feelings come to a head, though. A freak. She called herself a freak. I have to wonder, did she start calling herself that of her own accord? Or did she internalize others' words? You got enough people telling you something, you're gonna slowly start to believe it. Oh, Shiori, I forgot that she exists, because she's just a character that shows up every now and again. Good lord, how do you keep appearing? Mod original character, just to help flesh out the world more, to make it feel more inhabited. They've got her, who's in our class. They've also got a teacher. Our mom is a character, and they even have a character that's a reference to Katawa Shoujo. Because this mod is heavily inspired by Katawa Shoujo. Mostly with the, just the serious nature it takes difficult subjects. Katawa Shoujo, it's another visual novel that was created by a bunch of people off of 4chan, like a while ago. It's all about going to a new school that's set up to help those with physical disabilities. And you date one of the 5 girls there. As much as it sounds like it would be a big joke, it is very serious when it comes to, you know, serious stuff, like, you know, someone's missing their legs or their arms or something like that. It doesn't treat it as a joke, it is serious about it, and it's actually very heartwarming and heart-wrenching at times. Not something you'd expect off of 4chan, to come from 4chan. So yeah, this mod is supposed to be is inspired by that, so it's supposed to have more serious talks about serious things.
Sleeping again, Baron?
Must have clicked off something. Not this time, I swear.
See to it I don't catch you sleeping anymore, young man.
You got it.
I did notice you were zoned out the whole day, though. Anything up with you?
Nah, not really. I've just been thinking about stuff. By the way, what would you define as a freak as?
Eh? Why are you asking this all of a sudden?
Just answer the question.
I guess a freak would be a person who's abnormal.
Huh. That's it? But can't you say that I am a freak then? If, for instance, I watch anime more than the average person?
Well, no. A freak would be abnormal in a grotesque kind of way. That is, if you're to call someone a freak in a mean-spirited manner. There are loads of different definitions you could use, so you kind of need the context for it.
Why? Someone bullying you? Shiori's tone suddenly sharpens into a more serious one. No, but thanks for— oh, damn it, damn it. That was the wrong fucking person, wasn't it? Shit. Whatever. She already said that, not Baron. I like the color-coded dames from Katawa Shoujo. It made it easier to differentiate people. Made it a lot easier. Ontario. No, but thanks for the concern. She immediately relaxes at that. That's why we elected her as the representative. She genuinely cares about the class. I'm just wondering.
If you ever need to think out loud, I'll be here. That's my duty as class rep. No, as your friend.
Thanks. If we're in the same class next term, I'll be sure to vote for you again.
Thanks! Are you headed to the literature club after this?
Yep. What are you doing after school?
I'm in the kendo club.
Dang. I knew you were part of the band club, but I didn't know you were also did kendo.
I may be short, but I'm pretty good at it, if I do say so myself.
Despite the name. Okay, from Norway. Cool, cool.
I'm trying to climb up the ranks in the club. With any luck, I'll be captain of the team by the time I'm a third year. It'd be a dream to become the ultimate swordswoman.
Given how passionate you are about it, I'm sure you will. The bell rings, interrupting our conversation.
Speaking of which, I've got to go. See ya, Baron.
Have fun. My thoughts turn toward Yuri again as I leave the classroom. Hopefully it's not too much for her if I continue talking to her about everything. It should be a release for her, right? Or at least, I hope so.
Baron.
Yuri's waiting for me at our usual spot. Hey, wanna get going?
Of course.
We walk in silence for a bit. It's like Yuri's secret is weighing down heavily on us. Or on me, at least. I don't know if the events of the weekend are on her mind as well. Maybe I'm just the one who's making things weird. Snap out of it, Baron. Let's just lighten the mood a bit. You looking forward to the literature club?
As much as I would any other day, I suppose. Why? Is there something special happening today?
No, it's just it feels so normal to be going to the club. Like, after what happened on the weekend. God damn it, Baron. You can't just help returning to this topic, huh? Well, it felt like things would change. But here we are, doing the same things as usual. Not doing the same thing as bad. Not doing the same thing as. Not that doing the same thing is bad, though. Jeez, I can't even read again today. Still. Sorry for constantly talking about this stuff.
No, it's fine. It's only natural you'd want to know more about everything. However, not all change is necessarily bad. For instance, it's been freeing to be able to share these feelings with someone.
Yuri brushes her hand against mine, causing me to grab hold of it. Yeah, I'm definitely glad that change happened. We arrive at the club room and step inside. For once, it seems like Yuri and I are the last ones to the club. Oh boy, more more of everybody. We've gone most of the stream with just only Baron and Yuri. God damn. Well, well, looks like the lovebirds are late. Had a secret trust on your way over here? A blush spreads across Yuri's face that makes even me feel embarrassed. No! Besides, we're not even late. Thou doth protest too much, methinks. Oh, god damn it, no. Ugh. Save it, Shakespeare. Yep. Yeah, they redid Monica's model, so now she's sideways like everyone else, not looking straight forward. I mean, in the original game, her looking straight forward was really set her apart from everybody else, because she's looking at you directly. Now she looks at the side. Because she's just a regular girl, she has none of the fourth Wally powers at all, none of that. She doesn't realize she's in a game. This is just a game. So she's just a girl. So she gets a normal sprite like the rest of them. That's okay. That's okay, Jan.
That is from Shakespeare, actually. Hamlet, to be specific.
Trust in Yuri to know every single literary reference there is. Don't tell me we're going to start a unit on Shakespeare in the club now. Don't worry, I wouldn't inflict that on you guys. Not right now, at least. I can't tell if she's being serious or not. Anyway, now that everyone's here, we can start our meeting. Natsuki and Sayori pop out of the closet to join the conversation. I guess Sayori was helping reorganize Natsuki's manga or something.
Baron! Yuri! You're finally here!
Finally? What's that supposed to mean?
Obviously, it means you two are slowpokes. How many times do I have to say we weren't late?
It's all in good fun, Baron.
So, what did everyone do over the weekend?
The weekend. It's kind of surreal to think that people were going about their days normally while Yuri and I were talking about such dark subject matters.
Homework and manga for me.
That sounds about right.
I had to do some part-time work, too. Oh? What kind of work is it?
God damn it, Sayori.
I bet it was something cute, like a waitress job at a maid cafe.
That would be something to see. Natsuki at a maid cafe.
What? Who do you think I am? It was, you know, this and that. Sayori, what did you do?
Guess she doesn't want to talk about it, given her sudden change in subject. Maybe she really is working at a maid cafe. Oh my god. Yeah, sure, she works at the maid cafe as the tsundere maid. She just makes, like, just treats you like garbage. Natsuki? Sounds about right.
I caught up on sleep.
Sayori, you sleep in every day. There's no way you need to catch up on sleep.
Meanie? You could never have too much sleep.
I can definitely relate to that. I never have enough sleep myself. She sighs, a wry smile on her face. Not only do I have cram school and tennis practice every day, but I also have to deal with class rep and club duties. Jeez, humble brag much? Don't you ever have any time to yourself? Free time, to be honest. I'm busy so often, it's kind of a foreign concept to me. That's what I get for signing up to do so many things, though. Once again, Monica feels off. British isn't or Brit, English, faux accent is just not the greatest for me today, I guess. Meh. The more I do it, the more comfortable I get with it.
It can be truly surprising what a single person is capable of.
Oh, that's just an exaggeration. There are lots of downsides to this kind of lifestyle. Monica's face visibly falls. It does sound kind of hellish to not have time to yourself. Does she even hang out with friends outside of school? Enough about me. What did you do, Yuri? Yuri gives me a pleading glance. Yuri and I hung out over the weekend. We talked a lot about stuff. Wow, what a lovey-dovey couple you are. Thanks for saving the PDA for the weekends. Natsuki pantomimes barfing, causing Sayori to giggle. When you guys start dating, I'm gonna return all of this teasing tenfold. Isn't that right, Yuri?
I suppose so.
Well, looks like we all have supremely exciting lives, eh?
We're really living on the edge, all right. How about we keep up the excitement and share our poetry now?
Crap. I totally forgot to write a poem. Hold on. I have to talk to Yuri first. Privately. Yuri shoots me a curious look. Eh? Alright, we can just... It might be a long conversation, so you guys go ahead and share poetry first. Is everyone okay with that? Yuri? Everyone nods in affirmation. Okay then. Don't take too long. You bet I'm gonna take as long as possible. Does this mod have a Monica path? It doesn't, unfortunately. They were going to have one. Something happened with the writers, so they ended up just dropping it. Unfortunately. But from the way she talks, you can get kind of hints what her route could have potentially involved. Clearly, she is very, very busy with stuff, saying she doesn't have free time. So that kind of gives you an idea of what kind of things could have been happening in hers. Alright. Come on, Yuri. Let's step outside for a bit.
So, what was it you wanted to talk to me about?
Oh, well... To be honest, I needed a distraction because I forgot to write a poem.
Baron. Sorry.
Wait, don't go back in! Yuri sighs, then smiles patronizingly. Thanks for putting up with me. Now that I think about it, there is something I wanted to talk to you about anyway. I actually thought of it during the conversation back inside, but... Yuri, are you gonna tell the others about your self-harm?
No!
She immediately panics at my question. I didn't mean right now. Sorry, I just meant eventually. When you're comfortable, of course.
I see. Sorry, Baron. But I don't know if I'll ever be able to tell them, even in the future.
Why not? Wouldn't you want your friends to know what's going on in your life? They could provide as much support as I do, only multiplied by 4.
No.
No? Yuri looks down at the ground, not meeting my eyes.
I can't. I wouldn't be able to stand it if they started treating me differently. Can't things just stay the same? Please?
Yuri. You even said it yourself. Sometimes change is necessary.
I didn't say that. I said that change isn't necessarily bad. But in this case, it's neither necessary nor positive. All it will do is change how others see me.
But how can you, well, get better without people supporting you and standing by your side?
Look, Baron, even you see me differently now. Don't try to argue otherwise. It's only to be expected. I know you're trying your best.
Yuri,
Please, just let this matter go.
Alright, if you're not comfortable talking about it, I won't force you to.
Thank you. Now, if you'll excuse me.
She slides open the door and slips through. I can't help but feel like this is a conversation we'll return to later. At least I know where I stand on the subject. Or at least she knows where I stand on the subject. And of course, it's difficult for me to understand her viewpoints sometimes. But I really do think that she should confide in others too. Not just me. For now, though, I have to figure out an excuse for forgetting my poem. Good lord. Alright, I'm gonna call it there for today. That is a lot to process and deal with. Plus, I'm actually getting really hungry, so I'm gonna need to eat. You're welcome, Jen. Of course, stream all the time. Yes, I will eat, don't worry. I will, in fact, eat. So I'll just quickly lay out my schedule for next week before I sign off entirely. Tomorrow at 12, more Blue Skies. We'll continue on from where we left off here. Monday and Tuesday, 10 o'clock, Caught It with Shoujo, continuing on in Rin's route. Wednesday, Thursday, 10 o'clock, more SD Gundam. We gotta continue on into the Iron-Blooded Orphans universe. And then Friday and Saturday will be some more Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. no Stardew Valley this week. Next week probably. I'm gonna do a weird kind of rolling schedule potentially. Try to do 2 of the same thing in a row, so if things go how I think they will, next week we'll start out with 2 streams of Stardew, and then we'll just kind of go from there. Maybe. I don't know. My schedules are all over the place, as everyone knows, but it is on my Twitter, and I'm trying to remember to update it here on Twitch as well. So, thanks everyone for watching, commenting, lurking, following, everything. I very much appreciate it. I hope you all have a good rest of the day. I'll see you next time.